and welcome to Bridging the Gap. I'm your host, Todd Johnson, and we're so glad to have you with us today. We have a very special guest with us today. Our first featured guest is Louise Phillips from Big Brother, Big Sisters, and she is the manager of recruitment and partnership. And Louise, welcome to the show today.
Thank you so much. It is wonderful to be here.
Before we jump right into it, could you just tell me a little bit about yourself? How did you get involved in the Big Brother, Big Sisters?
I've been in Big Brothers Big Sisters for about almost 15 years. I started out at the national level, and I stayed with national for about 5 years. One day, I worked for the president of the organization, and I was her executive assistant, advanced person. My responsibilities was handling the board of directors, but I wanted to be more hands-on, and I expressed that to her. And I think I might be one of the first or the second people that ever asked to leave national to go to local. So I could feel that I was making a difference. So I went to recruitment, and my main responsibility was to recruit male volunteers, which is one of the major challenges that we have. So I went over, and I've never been happier, and that's what I do. I just go meeting people, talking about Big Brothers Big Sisters, which is a wonderful organization, and trying to get men specifically to volunteer to mentor to some of our youth.
Having said that, Big Brothers Big Sisters, some of us have heard that organization. We may not know all the intricacies of it. Could you give us a brief synopsis of what is Big Brothers and Big Sisters? Exactly what type of organization is it?
Big Brothers Big Sisters is a premier organization, a mentoring organization. We pair adult volunteers with children for one-to-one relationship with them to try to decrease some of the negative behaviors and children who are facing adversity in their lives. And we ask them to just spend a little time with a child 2 to 4 times a month for a minimum of a year, and the results are phenomenal of how much that helps a child and impacts their lives, sometimes forever. We just have such, we served maybe 3,000 kids this year. Last year was about 4,000 children that we find volunteer mentors for, adults, women, and men. But our main objective right now is to try to decrease our waiting list, which it consists of about 1,200 children, but about 800 plus are boys. So we're trying to, just reach out to men.
Now, you threw out those numbers, 3,000 or 4,000. Is that just in the Philadelphia region?
We service 4 counties. We are Big Brothers Big Sisters of southeastern Pennsylvania, which is Philadelphia, Chester, Delaware, and Montgomery counties. The majority of our children are in the Philadelphia area, but we service those other 3 counties as well. The numbers that I just threw out, the 3,000 and 4,000, are a combination of those counties.
Did you have any statistical information for us, for people who are involved in Big Brothers and Big Sisters? Do they see a difference in the child's behavior, their grades, or does the child feel more motivated? What would be the advantages of if I have a son or daughter who I want to get in Big Brothers or Big Sisters?
That is an excellent question, and thank you for asking. We have statistics. We have done impact studies, one in a year and 1 2-year impact study, one from the schools, one from the parents. Each and every one of them shows the positive influences that having a big brother or a big sister in the child's life will decrease the drinking by 46%.
Wow.
Skipping school by 52%. These are the types of numbers. The parents have reported that 98% of their kids, somewhere up there in the 90s, that they are ready to go to school, they move on to the next grade. All of these positive behaviors as a result of just this small amount of time. When I'm talking to people, I try to let them know that it's not a lot of time, it's not money, it's just spending some time being you. Mentoring is just being you. And that makes a tremendous difference when a child can look to you and want to imitate you, and they want to impress you. Our main program is community-based. It's where the volunteer will go to the child's home. It's a one-to-one relationship between the two of them, the mentor and the mentee. Our adults, volunteers, are called bigs, and our mentees, the children, are called littles, and the big and the little make up a match. They go, they spend a couple of hours, a couple of times a month, sometimes every week, and just do some stuff with the child. Some kids just want to talk, some kids want to just go hang out in the park, you know, different things.
What are the type of, that's what I was getting to, those mentoring activities that make such a great difference in the lives of these children. What activities might they entail?
Well, let me just tell you how we match our children and the adults. We match them based on, we first of all, our process is that we do an information session with each volunteer to make sure that they understand what it is that they are volunteering to do. Once they have completed that and they decide that they want to continue on with the process, we do an interview. We interview the child, we interview the child's parent or guardian, we interview the volunteer. We do background checks on all of our volunteers because our number one priority is the safety of these children.
Of course.
Absolutely. We do background checks, we interview every volunteer, and we interview them, and we interview the children and the parent, because when we do the matching, they are compatible before they ever put them together. It depends on the activities that they have expressed in their interview that they like to do with their big brother or big sister. He may have said that he would do certain things. So when they get together and put these folks together, depending on the geographic area they live in, all kinds of things like that, and they put them together, that match starts off almost sure to be successful.
So it's a unified effort with the child, the adult, and the parent.
Absolutely. But the relationship is really between the volunteer and the child. However, of course, the parent has the last say, but they build their relationship and they decide. The other good thing about Big Brothers Big Sisters versus other mentoring organizations is it's not set. You don't have to every Tuesday or every Saturday. It's when the two of you decide that you would like to get together. Of course, the parent will have the last say. You tell the parent, you know, after you've talked to your little brother, you want to hang out Saturday and go to the park. Let me speak to your mom, make sure she's okay with that. You all decide where you're going to go, what time you're coming back. And we have different functions within our organization, but one of the most important functions is our match support team. That match is supported throughout the entire process. That year, every month, we have to talk to the three parties to make sure everything is okay. Everybody, there's no challenges. If there are, we're there for you to help you with that.
Your recruiting process, you said you need men in particular. If a man is viewing this program and he wants to get in touch with Big Brothers, Big Sisters, is it a phone number or a website he can go to?
Yes, he can go to 215-790-9200 is a phone number that he can call. There's also, the website is www.bbbssepa.org. That's in Big Brothers, Big Sisters, Southeast Pennsylvania.org. They can go to the website and volunteer there as well. Or, of course, they can just call that number I gave out in the beginning and ask for Louise Phillips, and I'll be more than happy to talk to them and tell them all about the process and how it, you know, exactly what it is that they need to go through. It's not difficult at all. As I said, just be you, and that child will benefit greatly. And not only will the child benefit, you'll benefit too, because you'll be doing some stuff and having a good time yourself. And it's a wonderful feeling.
I had a question. If I start the process that you're mentioning, what is the start to finish time from the time that I first apply to the time when I actually get matched up with a little brother?
Okay. For men, if everything goes well and you've given us all the information, and it takes about, maybe we could have you match within 6 to 8 weeks.
Oh,
That's how many boys, and because of the fact that it's so many boys, and because of the fact that we match you according to compatibility and geographical stuff, we can find a kid for you very quickly. You know, when you are interviewed and you say, well, what I would like to do, I love going to the library, I love watching the History Channel and stuff like that, there's a kid on there who likes those types of things as well. With women, it may take a little longer. It depends on, you know, what's going on. So what they've said in their interview and what the little girl has said. Because women volunteer faster.
So how, give me a remedy for how are we going to recruit more men? What's the key? Going to a lot of churches or going to a lot of activities where men may congregate, i.e. barbershops and, you know,
Well,
places.
everything you're naming, we're trying. We've done it. We have a new initiative that we're working on now where we've rolled it out. And we rolled it out at 2 churches here in Philadelphia where we have what we call our one stop, where you can get everything that you need in one stop. So we are going to all of the churches again. We've been to many, many churches here in the city, but we're going back again now with our new one-stop recruitment, where the members of the church and some other people have been on East Stephen Collins on 107. I've been with Patty Jackson. So we're just putting it out there. We always need men. Our kids need big brothers and big sisters, and they need someone that they can look at to keep. It's very small little turn that to keep them on the right track, and to know that they can go to school, they can go to college. We have a huge program here at LaSalle that the children, it's Logan Elementary School, that these children, these young adults mentor to those kids at Logan where they go to the school. The program that I'm talking about is community-based, where they will go to the home and pick up the child.
Well, that's wonderful to know that big brothers and big sisters, because I know you guys have been around forever.
I know.
And you continue to do that great work. We only hope that more men, as you said, will get involved and volunteer. It doesn't take a long time.
No.
And the rewards are eternal.
It's absolutely, and you know, the men are coming in. I'm not trying to say we don't get men. We would love to get them at a much faster speed than we get them, but we get men because the boys, it grows, you know what I mean? And children are going to be mentored. I mean, there's no question about it. Who's going to be doing the mentoring? Is it going to be the negative influences that's already out there, or is it going to be some positive influences, which is probably your listening audience? And I'm sure there's some gentlemen out there that, and the first thing that I always hear is, I don't have time. But it's not a lot of time. It's not a lot of time at all. It's a couple of hours, really, when you break it down, a few hours a month to change a child's life. And therefore, you change yours as well, because the feeling that you'll get when you know that you've changed a child's life and been responsible for, you know.
Well, I want to thank you, Louise, for coming on the program and just sharing with us what's going on with Big Brothers, Big Sisters. And we're glad to have you today on our show.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Please don't go away. When we come back, we're going to have a big brother and a little brother. So don't you go away, and we'll be right back. You stay tuned.
The LaSalle University Communication Center, home of LaSalle TV, located on scenic South Campus at LaSalle University near St. Mucian International Institute. St. John Newman Residence Hall, a stone's throw away from the Communication Department building. And of course, Treetops Cafe, one of LaSalle's many fine dining halls. With all of these conveniences, make the LaSalle TV studio your next stop, but don't take our word for it. Ask a resident. I'm nuts about LaSalle TV! LaSalle TV, you know you watch.
Want to watch the most jaw-dropping shows on television? Check out LaSalle TV. You know you watch.
Gotta doubt you can save it. It's okay, it's been like that sounds baby. Thoughts deep, scuba. My mind's free, opposite of Cuba. Take me for my money and my fame. Papa, don't try, see right through ya. 4 lawsuits, 1 year. 2 down, 2 to go. Fame expensive, yeah. Good thing, I know. I was built for the war. I was built to be all yours. I was raised as a rebel. My mother's a fighter. The as a G and my sister's a yeah, that's how we do.
Welcome back to Bridging the Gap. Hello, welcome back to Bridging the Gap. I'm your host, Todd Johnson, and I'm here today with very special guests from Big Brothers and Big Sisters organization. I have a big brother and a little brother with me. Our big brother is Kirk Berry, and our little brother is Davon Mitchell. Gentlemen, welcome to the program.
Nice to meet you, Todd.
Thanks.
Now, we're going to talk, so you guys don't have to be shy. I won't bite you. I've had all my shots. I'm not Mike Tyson, so we're going to have a good time. So let's jump right into it. First, Kurt, tell me a little bit about yourself and how did you get involved in Big Brothers and what was your motivation for doing so?
Todd, growing up as a youngster, my mom had me signed up for the program. And unfortunately, my little brother and I, we were never matched. And when I graduated from college at the University of Buffalo, when I came back to the Philadelphia area, I was around the age of 23, 24. And so I requested for a little. And so I was able to get matched up with Davon and be a mentor to him, be a big brother to him. And currently now I work at a nonprofit center in Philadelphia as a director, and I also travel as a motivational speaker. And so I'm able to take my little brother Davon, and so he can see me work at both places.
Great, that's absolutely great. Davon, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you in school presently?
Yeah, I'm a current high school senior at Perk Valley High School.
Do you play sports? Or?
Yeah, I'm a football player.
Football. Well, I will forgive you for that. I wrestled in high school, but football is a great sport. Did you guys do well this year?
Yeah, we went 8-3 in our league and made playoffs.
You look like a wide receiver.
Yeah.
All right, see, I got an eye for that kind of stuff. But gentlemen, welcome to the program. Now, we had someone earlier from the administrative side tell us about Big Brothers and Big Sisters, but you guys are frontline soldiers, so to speak. So I'd like to hear in your own words and your own experiences, what's been some of your highlights during your experience with Big Brothers. First, you, Kurt, what's been some of your highlight experiences?
For me, it's being able to see my little brother from the time we met when he was 12, grow to be a young man who's now 18. Some of the things we did when he was 12, 13, and 14, as the administrator shared earlier, you do a lot of the match support activities that they put on for you, any community service activities, or they'll have basketball tournaments and events that you can do with Big Brothers and Big Sisters at Dave & Buster's. And so they really help you out in the beginning when you're first matched up. They support you a lot and give you things that you can do. But now that he's older, a lot of the things that we do are based on his schedule. So when he started 15, 16, 17, the last 3 or 4 years has been based on his schedule. So if it's a basketball tournament, if it's the basketball rec league, if it's football, a lot of things we do based on his schedule. And so we've kind of leaned off of the match support activities because he has his own activities that I support him at. And so now we're at the phase where we just finished going on college visits and college tours. And so for me, the highlights have been the success of seeing him mature to become a young man, but also seeing the types of changes that we do activity-wise.
That's great. How about you, Davon? You guys have been together, matched for 6 years now?
Yes.
That's great. So is he a good big brother?
Yeah.
Can you tell me some of the things you guys have done over the years?
Well, like sports has been a common ground between us. So like a lot of the things we did, like when I was growing up, we go do a lot of sports things, and he tried to use it as a teaching point for me. Like it wasn't just like entertainment. He always told me like, watch what these guys are doing, just to learn how to become a better athlete and things like that.
Now, athlete, I'm looking at you, Kirk. You look like you may have played basketball.
No, I used to be a defensive tackle nose guard at the University of Buffalo.
Wow.
So-
Okay. Wow. Defensive tackle. Okay. Well, so sports is a commonality that both of you guys have shared over the years, and he's used it as sort of a teaching tool for life experience as well.
Yes.
Now, when you matched up with your big brother and you were matched up with your little brother, was there a certain bonding process that you guys went through in the early stages? Because you're kind of meeting somebody kind of cold, right?
Yes.
So how did you develop that bond that you guys have between you now? How was that developed over the years?
For me, it's been for Davon to see my commitment to being his mentor, being his big brother. So if I say I'm going to do something, he can trust that it'll get done. Also, I seen it as my job to find out where him and I do have a common ground and try to make sure that that relationship is heavily weighted on that. So when he shares with you that I use sports as a teaching moment, we can go to the Eagles game, we can go to the Sixers game. The tickets that Big Brothers Big Sisters gives us are always good, but sometimes if I know someone in the area, they can get us a very, very close seat. Like when the Sixers beat the Bulls in Game 7 last year, we were sitting in row 7.
Wow.
And so I use that as a moment to show him that, networking and knowing people and keeping good relationships, are something that you need to value. But for me, it's just been my consistency in showing him that I'm always the big brother and will always be right. This is what I create the bond on.
How about you, Davon?
I mean, it was kind of like a process. He just had to grow on me, but a lot of it was him just like teaching me how to be a man and carry myself, and like he said, networking, like being social, just going up and talking to people, and it does pay off.
And a little sidebar question now. Your football, now that you're graduating, are you going to continue to play at the next level?
Yes, I signed to play at junior college to play football next year.
Okay, great. So we look to hear some good things from you as it relates to playing wide receiver. That's a dangerous position. Now, the object of Big Brothers and Big Sisters is to develop little brothers into perhaps big brothers or productive men in society, and it certainly looks like you're on your way with that. What would you say to other men who might be viewing this program and say, well, I'm not really sure if I want to volunteer, Kurt looks like he's got everything together, my life may not quite match up to his. What is it that I have to offer a young man? What would you say to those young men who might be viewing this program?
Anyone who's viewing this program, I would share with them that the best part of being a big is that after you go through the process of the interview and the application and the organization doing a background check, after you go through that process, everything else is on your time. Everything else is based on your schedule, and so they're asking that you meet with your little brother 2 or 3 times a month. Sometimes, some months, maybe it may only be once, but you might talk on the phone weekly. The great part about it is that we shouldn't use that we don't have enough time or we can't fit it in our schedules to mentor. The whole point of it is that it's a flexible schedule. So sometimes Davon and I'll do something 3 days in a week, and then sometimes it'll be 3 weeks before we do something again. But it's the flexibility and the commitment to just staying in his life over time. It's now 6 years, and so we can't count when we didn't do something. We just know the last time we've hung out together, and so the consistency is more important. So I would share with anyone who's interested or thinking about it, don't use their time as an excuse, and understand that it truly is a flexible schedule.
Now, after Davon graduates from high school, will you continue to be a big brother to him, or will they match it with someone else? How does that work?
Yeah, the goal is for Davon to become a big eventually, and then also I want to be matched up by July of this summer, because he'll graduate in June. So if I can get matched up a month later, that would be successful.
And Davon, speaking of being a big, obviously you've been seeing the benefits of being in the program. I guess at some point in your adult life, you probably would want to reach back and be a big brother to someone.
Yes.
That's great, because see, I don't know if the people in the neighborhoods see the Big Brothers program. They might see you guys out and think that you guys are related or uncle, or that he's your cousin or something, or your elder brother. How do you get that out, that message out of the Big Brothers, the things that you guys do? You mentioned going to games and things of that nature. How do you get that message out to people?
One of the ways to get the message out, I think you see a lot of people who, if they've been to a summer camp or if they've participated in some type of activity, it's something that they can wear. If anybody is a part of any lodge or any association, they have a pin. It's making it present that, you know, even if it's a band that people can wear and everyone goes, where did you get that nice band? Oh, I'm a big brother, and that's the only way you can get it. You know, something that, you know, it brings conversation, no different than a business card. You know, something that starts conversation when people see us. It could be a T-shirt, you know, with the logo on it, but something where people recognize it without you saying it. Maybe it's a decal on the back of a car,
Right.
where, you know, it says that I'm a big, you know, or I'm a big mentor, something like that. But the exposure, not just through literature that Big Brothers Big Sisters hands out, but where I could be a walking, talking commercial for them, or advertisement, should I say.
Well, looking at Davon, he's a great young man, and we look for great things from you. Again, I want to thank you for being on the program. I'm Todd Johnson, your host for Bridging the Gap. When one's on the right, another's on the left. When we reach towards the middle, we begin to bridge the gap. Until next time, love somebody and be nice to everybody. Bye for now.